You know, he makes it sound like your quest for knowledge is significant. To you, maybe, but to me, sticking your starships into other species' business is merely a quaint exercise in frivolity. But you know what? That's what I love about your species. Your ability, your desire to dwell on all matters trivial is the best thing that ever happened to me. Besides me, of course. You see, as long as you people stay out of trouble, and I'm talking about real trouble, not your cute little twubble with twibbles, then I can dedicate some quality time to someone worthy of my undivided attention. And I can't spend all that time with myself if I have to constantly clean up after your quests for knowledge. Remember, I have the fun. You suffer the consequences. That brings me as to why you're here. I've devised a devious little diversion and modeled it after the all-time classic 20th century game show. That little doozy spread like a virus around your planet and ended up making Earth the laughingstock of the galaxy. But enough about me and my stellar inventiveness. Let's talk about you and your lack of it. On second thought, it's time for the announcer to do some work.
Right you are, Your Omnipotence. Okay, contestants, how many of you will be playing today? Type 1, 2, or 3. Now click on the species you represent. Now, type in your name.
Hey, Klingon. Oh, sorry, just clearing my throat. And you thought I was speaking to you.
Good job. Your buzzer is the B key. To quit the game at any time, hit the escape key. And now, live from the center of the galaxy, it's the only game show that proves we are not alone. Except for that guy with the ears in the third row. Welcome to Q's Trivia Trek. And now your favorite host and mine. Please welcome Q!
Thank you. You're not kind enough, but it'll have to do. I'm thrilled to be here. Equally thrilled is my lovely partner. Now, as a matter of theory, she has powers equal to mine, but as a matter of fact, she has so much to learn before she can attain my level of, me. So, please, let's give a similar but tastefully less enthusiastic welcome to Q.
Very funny, Q, but this is what I call atmospheric fashion.
Much better.
All right, that's enough. Q, you look ravishing as always.
Why, thank you, Q. It's nice to be back. As usual, it is such an honor to assist you. You will, of course, remind me to appreciate this opportunity.
Of course, my dear. Right after I remind the Continuum that your training is still not complete.
You know, I would stop wearing this uniform just for the chance to watch you sidekick yourself.
It's less a uniform than it is a cry for help. Enough chit-chat, players. Welcome to the Alpha Quadrant. As you can see, I've gone to considerable lengths to provide an atmosphere that is, if not attractive, then at least familiar. Here we will ask you about famous and notable figures in Federation and Starfleet history. Now keep in mind, I have delved deeply into the lives of these people. Some of them even know me personally. So the questions not only deal with their official acts as Starfleet officers, but items from their personal logs as well. You?
Making good use of my omnipotent powers, I will spin this wheel. After it stops on a category, a question will be read and displayed. Be the first to buzz your buzzer, then type in the letter corresponding to the answer you believe is correct. Here we go.
The category is Captain, for 300 points. Kirk is one of only 2 Enterprise crew members who witnessed the atrocities of Kodos the Executioner on Tarsus 4 and survived. Who was the other crew member? A. Commander Spock. B. Lieutenant Sulu. C. Hallelujah. The answer is indeed D. Lieutenant Riley. The category is First Officer for 400 points. Kira Nerys is present to witness the death of the spiritual leader of the Bajorans, the Kai, on a planet in the Gamma Quadrant. What is the name of this Kai? A. Kai Wynn. B. Maybe you should try sports. The answer is B. Kai Bareil. The category is Captain for 200 points. On a planet in the Delta Quadrant, Janeway meets one of her heroes, frozen in a cryostasis chamber. What is the name of this famous woman from history? A. Eleanor Roosevelt. B. T'Pau of Vulcan. Let's hear it for blind luck. The answer is indeed C. Amelia Earhart. Oh, goody! A red alert question. This is a little game I like to call Memories in Motion. Watch the clip on the view screen. That's all I'm going to tell you.
It would appear you were attempting to graft organic skin onto my endoskeletal structure.
What a cold description for such a beautiful gift.
Player 1, this question is for you. For 500 points, who was speaking to Data? A. The Borg Queen. B. The
Hallelujah.
The answer is, indeed, A. The Borg Queen.
The category is Medical for 200 points. Beverly Crusher is descended from a long line of women from a Scottish clan. What is the name of this family? A. Howard. B. McGregor. C. Montgomery. D. MacDonald. E. Roberts. I'm nearly impressed. The answer is indeed A. Howard. The category is Engineering for 300 points. O'Brien is chosen to protect a Bajaran village from a creature known as the Dal'Rok. He is given the title of Sarah. Loosely translated, what does Sarah mean? A. Warrior. B. Are they peeking at the answers? The answer is indeed C. Storyteller.
The category is Security Navigation. For 600 points, the Enterprise D's first security chief, Lieutenant Tasha Yar, is killed on the planet Vagra 2. What is the name of the malevolent alien who kills her? A. Nagilam. B. Ardra. C. Chiral. D.
We're going too easy on them.
The answer is, indeed, D. Armus. The category is First Officer. For 300 points, while Major Kira is stationed on Deep Space Nine, she begins a relationship with a Bajoran Vedek who later dies. What is the name of this Vedek? A. Opaka. B. Pimmock.
Will miracles never cease?
The answer is, indeed, C. Bareil.
You have performed adequately so far.
Looks like someone feels a bit threatened.
Cool your jets, Missy. Only I find myself threatening. Let's move into the Beta Quadrant, shall we? Welcome to the Beta Quadrant. Creepy, isn't it? You see, the universe, my universe, isn't just pretty star fields and picturesque nebulae. There's nastiness to the left of you and brutality to the right of you. You could say I have a knack for chaos.
Yeah, a knack. And you have such a dark side. It is so intimidating. Whatever will you inflict on the universe next?
Hugh, as I've said, you can leave when I say so. And speaking of me, there are plenty of other warm, wonderful, cuddly encounters in the universe. Let's see what's out there.
Exploiting to the fullest my extra dimensionality, I will push these buttons one by one. Each button reveals a clue and makes the picture in the static field view screen a little clearer. Based on the clues, the view screen, and the category shown above, your job is to identify the encounter. When you know the answer, hit your buzzer, type in the name, and hit enter.
She means if you know the answer, and when you get it wrong. My dear Q will push the next button, and I will kindly grant another clue for the same encounter.
A kinder, gentler Q. Somebody pinch me. If your answer is correct, then you get the points displayed.
Enough hand-holding already. Let's go!
The category is alien species.
Clue number 1. Spock once compared them to the lilies of the field. Clue number 2. They have no teeth.
Oh, Darwin wept.
Clue number 3. These babies can go from 1 to 1,771,561 in 3 days flat.
Player 1. Let's see what you're made of.
That was an easy one.
The answer is, indeed, tribbles.
The category is alien species.
Clue number 1. Their warning buoy spoke in every language.
Player 1. I'm waiting.
Clue number 2. There were no previously recorded contacts with them prior to the Enterprise.
Did somebody set the questions on stun?
Clue number 3. They were impressed by Kirk's refusal to kill. Clue number 4. For their punishment, Kirk's mind was to be the pattern for his party's death.
Why don't you demo the buzzers for them?
Clue number 5. They sent Kirk and company to a telepathic recreation of the OK Corral.
Hey, Q, I know! It's the Melkotians!
You don't get out much, do you?
The answer is, indeed, the Melkotians.
The category is alien individual.
Clue number 1. His predecessor was fired for pornographic thoughts. Clue number 2. He easily carried luggage that gave Picard.
Player 1. Type away.
Clue number 3.
Player 1. Oh, this ought to be good.
Clue number 4.
Player 1. Give it your best shot.
Nope. Clue number 5. He's Luoxana Troy's valet.
Hey, it's Mr. Hahn!
Please, don't shout out the answers. You might wake up the contestants.
The answer is indeed
Mr. Home.
The category is person.
Clue number 1. He once said that he was obsessed with rank and title. Clue number 2. He was falsely accused of being a changeling.
Synapses. We hardly knew ya.
Clue number 3. He was sent to DS9 because Starfleet didn't trust Odo. Clue number 4. He was a deep cover Maquis agent.
Oh, Q! Look at them, psyching each other out. Isn't it cute?
Clue number 5. Cisco felt personally betrayed by this man's treachery.
Hey, that's Eddington.
A few dilithium crystals short of a warp core, isn't he?
The answer is, indeed, Eddington.
The category is alien species.
Clue number 1. The Osirian resistance opposed them. Clue number 2. Their world has one moon, and Voyager hid behind it for a time.
Look, if somebody doesn't do something soon, I'm going to be assimilated into the Board Collective.
Clue number 3. One of their representatives was named Agress and had the rank of third magistrate. Clue number 4. They boasted that no one ever escaped from their prisons.
I'll bet their parents are beaming to some place they won't be recognized.
Clue number 5. Tuvok and Taurus were imprisoned by them.
Yeah, Q, that's the Makra.
Of all the game shows in all the galaxies, you had to come into mind.
The answer is, indeed, the Makra.
The category is anomaly.
Clue number 1. The only casualties it created were McCoy's wits.
Player 1. What's your answer?
Hallelujah. The answer is indeed
Wormhole.
Whoa! If I weren't perfect, I'd actually consider these scores impressive.
Q-Bert, if you're perfect, I am an undulating space amoeba.
Nah. Too easy. Let's move into the Gamma Quadrant, shall we? Ah! Isn't the Gamma Quadrant pleasant? What a contrast to that scary, foreboding place we just left. Am I right? Nothing bad ever happens here. No siree. And if you believe that, I have a nice bridge to sell you.
Bridge. I get it.
Yes, well, not often enough. Oh, the bridge. The command center, where most of the tough decisions are made. Bluffs, face-offs, duels, sacrifices, you name it. A mission without trouble is like a day without me. Dreadfully unexciting.
I'm willing to test that comparison right now.
Right now? Oh, yes, right now. That's the key to every command decision. He or she who hesitates is lost, or in my universe, vaporized. Oh, sure, I've tested many a captain many times over, but lucky you, now it's your turn. So, let's have some fun, shall we?
Demonstrating my grasp of repetitive motion skills, I will pull this lever. When a category is selected, a question will be assigned to a player. If you are that player, you'll have several choices. You can answer it correctly and add the points to your score. You can answer it incorrectly and watch the points get subtracted from your score. Or you can forfeit the question to your opponents if you have any and lose nothing.
Except your self-respect. If one of your opponents chooses to answer the question you wimped out on, the risk is transferred to them. If they answer correctly, they add the points displayed. But if they answer incorrectly, they lose double the amount displayed. So no one get too anxious or cocky. Any halfway intelligent captain would tell you the same.
To forfeit a question, let the timer run out. Just remember you don't get a replacement question. In a 3-player game, each contestant gets 2 questions. In a 2-player game, each contestant gets 3 questions. In a 1-player game, the contestant gets all 6 questions.
I'm going to forfeit my patience if we don't begin soon. Let's do it.
For 600 points.
According to the Metrons, what positive character trait does Captain Kirk demonstrate in refusing to kill his Gorn opponent? A. Efficiency. B. Compassion. C. Mercy.
Let's hear it for blind luck.
answer is indeed
C. Mercy.
For 400 points,
Sisko's significant other, Cassidy Yates, is used by the Maquis to lure Sisko away from the station. During his absence, what gets stolen by the Maquis? A. Photon torpedoes. B. Food and medical supplies. C. Starfleet military intelligence regarding the...
I've seen Klingons who could grunt more intelligent answers.
The answer is D. Industrial replicators.
for 800 points,
Admiral Nora Satie comes aboard to investigate a possible security breach, but the hearings become a witch hunt until Picard quotes Judge Aaron Satie. What is the relationship of Aaron to Nora? A. Grandfather. B. Father. C. Late husband. D. Brother.
You give sentience a bad name.
The answer is B. Father.
for 800 points,
On the planet Echos, Kirk and Spock are later joined by Dr. McCoy, who beams down in a Nazi uniform. What Nazi rank is he given? A. Major. B. General. C. Lieutenant.
If you had another neuron, you'd have a synapse.
The answer is D. Colonel.
For 600 points.
The Enterprise is disabled by the Klingon bird of prey, and Krug sends all but himself and a single officer to beam over and take control. What is the name of the Klingon who stays behind? A. Kamarag. B. Kor. I'm nearly impressed.
The answer is indeed
C. Maltz.
for 600 points,
When Tuvok was an ensign aboard the Excelsior, Captain Sulu tried to assist in the rescue of Kirk and McCoy from Rura Pinthi. In what nebula did Excelsior confront a Klingon battlecruiser? A. The Mutara Nebula. B. The Trifid Nebula. C. The Azure Nebula. D. The Tlinghan Nebula.
Are they peeking at the answers?
The answer is, indeed, C. The Azure Nebula.
Those are some fairly decent point values.
Whoa, are you saying you're impressed?
Only in my ability to select the easiest questions. Delta Quadrant is waiting. Let's go! Welcome to the Delta Quadrant. Don't worry. I probably won't leave you stranded, but if I do, no hard feelings. I mean, how could I blame you for your inability to pay attention?
Heaven forbid they take their eyes off you for 1 second.
She's so cute when she gets tired. Now listen carefully. I've created a special challenge based on each of the 5 Starfleet eras that you saw in the beginning. But you only get one of those challenges per game. Hey, if you're curious about the others, you'll have to keep playing until you experience all of them. And yes, I'll be your host each and every time.
Anything to be the center of attention over and over and over.
Over? Oh, I don't need her anymore. I know. I'm a pig. Q would have loved this one. She was obsessed with these unlucky fools. If you are intimately familiar with the mission logs of Captain James T. Kirk, then this should be a snap for you. Otherwise, you'll just have to guess how these landing party members met their doom. Good luck. For 1,000 points.
The shuttlecraft Galileo is thrown off course and crash lands on Taurus 2. This unfortunate crewman is the first to die, killed by one of the planet's natives. What is the name of this officer? A. Mr. Boma. B. Mr. Brent. C. Mr. Kelowitz. D. Mr. Latimer.
He's brain dead, Jim.
The answer is D, Mr. Latimer.
For 1,000 points.
Definitely not his day. Lieutenant O'Herlihy is about to be killed by an attacking force of Gorns on an Earth colony. What is the name of this colony? A. Deneva. B. Cestus III. C.
We're going too easy on them.
The answer is indeed
B. Cestus III.
for 1,000 points.
A salt vampire is about to sneak onto the Enterprise by impersonating this deceased crewman. What is the name of this colorful fellow? A. Crewman Black. B. Crewman White.
Will miracles never cease?
The answer is indeed
C. Crewman Green.
for 1,000 points.
Not into the horticulture? This unsuspecting Enterprise red shirt is about to be burned to a cinder by the Mother Horta. What planet is this happening on? A. Altair 4. B. Epsilon 3. C. Janus 6.
That was an easy one.
The answer is indeed
C. Janus 6.
Well, at least someone's been studying the history banks. Still not quite up to the standards of the continuum, but keep it up.
Congratulations, Player 1! You have a high score!